TV. Thank you for accepting my interview, firstly. And the first question, how's Afghanistan now?
First off, I would like to thank you and the viewers for hosting me, for giving me this opportunity to talk about the developments that have taken place. The current situation in Afghanistan is, alhamdulillah, secure. We have secured all the cities and all the districts. We do not have any crimes happening at the moment. The security situation is stabilizing, and our leadership is working on trying to form an inclusive Afghan system for a future Islamic Afghanistan.
But the people are afraid of Taliban, you know, in the streets.
I believe the reason people have this fear is because they have been fed a lot of vitriolic propaganda by the media. They have distorted, yes, the people, especially in Kabul, in the urban centers, they have been fed a lot of propaganda, and that has affected their mentality, and the whole picture has been distorted about the Islamic Emirate to the people. So that's why I think there's a fear, but I believe it is irrational, it is not warranted.
So, but you know, because of the troubles they had in past with Taliban in Afghanistan, how will you treat them? Not only is media's provocation or...
I think even in the years past, in the early years, when the Taliban movement began, it was to bring stability. Afghanistan was in a crisis. It was fiefdoms of warlords that were preying on people. Their wealth, their property, their honor was not secured. So when the Taliban movement began, it was specifically to bring stability and security and peace to Afghanistan, and to get rid of the warlords that were ruling the day. So even when the Taliban movement began, most people that were here did not have any trouble with the Taliban movement. The picture that was sent outside was the problem, not what was happening inside Afghanistan. The picture that was fed outside, we did not have social media, we did not have other medias. It was the media was only a specific few channels. So that's why I think even the picture before was is not the truth of what happened at that time.
Has the Taliban really changed?
The Taliban, in terms of remaining committed to the constants of Islam, to Islamic principles, has not changed. We still believe in Islamic principles. We still believe in the establishment of Islamic law in Afghanistan. In terms of evolution, as in progressing, that is a natural human procedure. Every human being and every government and they progress and they develop and they evolve, they change their policies, they change their strategies. In terms of principles, we are still committed to Islam and we still believe in the supremacy of Islamic law. In terms of our approach, there are differences.
What is the change?
We have gained a lot of experiences. We have gained a lot of experiences from our previous rule, and specifically speaking to how to get our message across to the world, that we are not as we have been deemed. Even in the previous rule, during the previous rule, there was no restrictions on women going out to work, or we had women in work. We were not promoting terrorism. And those are still the same, but unfortunately the media played a role in pushing out an image that was not a reflection of the reality in Afghanistan.
Where you learn English? Or your study? What is your study?
I would like to keep that private and not divulge it in the public.
Turkish soldiers, leave Afghanistan yesterday and today. How will you manage our relation with Turkey? And what do you think about Turkey also?
The Turkish forces, we made our policy very clear during multiple announcements and statements that we will not allow any foreign forces to remain in Afghanistan, because we believe we can secure our own country. We do not need foreigners to bring security to Afghanistan. The matter of the fact is that foreigners have contributed to destabilizing Afghanistan and bringing war to this country. So our policy regarding foreign forces is clear. It is that we will not allow any foreign trooper on our soil. As for relationship with Turkey,
before relationship with Turkey, did you see the Turkish force same the American force? Because the Turkish force is not kill any people in Afghanistan.
Any foreign forces that were in Afghanistan were the same for us. But the roles they played within their own structure, that was up to them. It was not up to us. We did not allow, and we will not allow, NATO or foreign forces in any capacity to be in Afghanistan. Now, as for again for the relations with the country of Turkey, with the people of Turkey, we believe the Turkish people are our Muslim brothers. We share a lot of history, a lot of culture. We have a lot of things in common, our religion. We would like to maintain relations with Turkey and the people of Turkey, both diplomatic, economic, and in other spheres, as well as people-to-people contact, so we can have a better understanding of one another and move forward as a country.
I think Turkish people is also afraid, and they see the risk is Taliban's government and Taliban's regime. I don't know what you say. Did you have any message?
Well, our message has been consistent, and it will continue to be that we want good relations, good diplomatic relations, good economic relations, and in every other space that is available, we want good relations with everyone, including Turkey, including the people of Turkey. We do not want to pose a threat or allow anyone to pose a threat from the soil of Afghanistan to anyone, and but at the same time we ask both Turkey and all world countries to not interfere in the internal affairs of Afghanistan, and let the Afghans rule and govern themselves without any foreign pressure, without forcing them to change their culture, their heritage, and their beliefs.
What is the future of airport? I forget this. Did you open this international flights, or how?
Yes, we are hoping and we are optimistic that the airport will remain open and it will remain functional after the 31st of August when the United States and foreign forces pull out. We are hoping that it will remain operational. It is operational at the moment, and it will continue. All the people that have worked in the airport will continue to provide services, and it will continue as it has normally.
You have people's workers and team, operational team?
We have our own people, but at the same time we are not looking to remove people who are currently working in the airport, that are operating, controlling the flights in and out and all the other work inside the airport. We're not looking to removing people from their posts.
Okay, is there a risk of civil war in Afghanistan?
I do not believe there is a risk of any civil war in Afghanistan, because the Afghan people as a whole have decided that they want Islamic law in their country, and they welcomed the Islamic Emirate into the cities, into the districts, without any fighting, without any resistance. Not only did they not resist, but they welcomed the Islamic Emirate into their areas to secure them, to provide security, to provide services. So I do not believe there is any risk of any civil war. Well, there is a group that is in Panjshir that have taken government supplies and government hardware, and they're promoting or calling for resistance, calling for civil war. We are in contact with them. We are in communication. Our communication channels are open, and hopefully that matter will also be resolved through dialogue.
What do you think about when you finish this problem?
Hopefully soon. We do not have a timeline for how, because it is a political process. It's a dialogue.
Fighting.
There has not been any fighting so far. No, there's been limited fighting when they attacked our positions, but now at the moment there is no fighting.
Okay, everyone is wondering about the plight of women in Afghanistan, you know, and some women are in fear in the streets. I talked with someone. What will change in their lives during the Taliban area in Afghanistan for women and for child?
Again, I have to say that there has been a lot of propaganda in this regard. We and the Islamic Emirate has not limited the freedoms, the rights that have been afforded to women, men, children. All that has been given to them by Islam has been provided by the Islamic. There has not been any limitations on their movements. The Islamic law gives them the right to education, the right to work, and every other right that any human being has, any human right. It is all enshrined in Islamic law. However, there are some bounds in Islam that we cannot cross. For example, hijab is a major issue. So there's not much else. And yes, of course, yes, they can work. They have their right to work. They have their right to education. They have their right to health. There is no issues in that regard.
In press conference, Mr. Zabullah Mujahid said now they cannot work because in the ministries.
Yes, that was a statement regarding the current condition. What is prevalent at the moment is we have not stabilized the security situation, and it is the women are being urged to stay home currently until we figure out all the procedures of them coming to work and not being harmed in the way while they travel to and forth from their home.
The Sharia is very important for Taliban. Yeah, it's like the women, they work manager in the ministry. Is it possible?
Yes, again, I said every right that Islam has given to women will be afforded to them.
Islam is given for women?
Yes, Islam has given women, has given them right to work.
They can work manager, or they can work?
Yes, of course. Any right that Islam, any right that Islam has given to them.
Did you see any woman deputy minister or minister of government Taliban?
Well, that is an issue for the future government to decide who will be posted where, who will be given what duties. That is the work of the future government. I cannot. Perhaps it is possible. Yes.
You know, those were imprisoned in Guantanamo rulers before. Why? Some imprisoned in Guantanamo, now they are working in the government Taliban.
They were not, as the United States said, they were not terrorists. They were taken to a notorious prison in Guantanamo where they were tortured, where they were humiliated. I think that was wrong from the very beginning. And they are currently working within our capacities, their own capacities in the government. So there is, I don't think there should be any issue. There is whether they've been to Guantanamo or they haven't been to Guantanamo, that should not be a standard by which we judge who should be an official and who should not be an official.
I think you want good relation with China and Russia and Pakistan and Iran and Turkey and America?
Yes, yes, we want good relations.
How you do this? It's very
We want good relations with all world countries, not just specific. Every country where we have...
with America and with China also?
Yes, with all countries where we have common ground, we want to work with them, with every single country
How
of
you
the
do
world.
this?
Well, again, I said if we have common interests, all of us can work towards that goal.
Okay, the last question. Will you declare a national holiday on 31 August, after 31 August, after everyone leaves in Afghanistan?
Oh, I'm not sure. I cannot comment on that at the moment. It's not an issue that I'm aware of, whether it will be labeled a national holiday or a national day.
National day.
Yes, I'm not aware of anything. Perhaps, perhaps not.
Dalmaçyalı ileri ısı yalıtım sistemi hava durumunu